Hi, welcome to See You Live. My name is Walker Evans. I'm the co-founder of ColumbusUnderground.com. Joining me today is Josh Lapp, the board director for Transit Columbus. Welcome, Josh.
Thanks so much.
So for anyone unfamiliar with Transit Columbus, can you give us kind of the elevator pitch? Like what's Transit Columbus all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a grassroots advocacy group that is really advocating for a better connected Columbus. So for us, that means essentially advocating for everything except single occupancy vehicles. Particularly, we're really interested in transit. That's not our only interest. We definitely care about pedestrian issues, cycling, all these kind of new modes of transportation that are coming out of the woodwork everywhere. But first and foremost, we're interested in creating a better connected Columbus with transit. And so we're very much excited about things that have been happening over the last few years. And we're really excited for the next few. And we see this as a watershed moment for transit in Columbus.
We hear a lot and see a lot of people say, that if there's one thing Columbus is missing, it's better, mass transit, public transit, alternative transit. Do you think that there is like a single silver bullet solution to that? Do we just need light rail, or is it more about a comprehensive network and approach to changing the mentality of the way people get around?
Yes to all.
Okay.
But no, of course there's no silver bullet, absolutely not. But we do think, for our organization, getting to the next level on rapid transit, on mass transit, whatever the form may be, whether that is light rail or bus rapid transit or something else, that's key for us because we actually have a strong system in place. CODA has spent several years, 10 years or so, since everybody really started talking about this. They've spent a lot of time and money and effort to make a very solid system. So they did the transit system redesign. They've done a lot of planning efforts. They've really gotten their house in order, and they're putting out a really great product. What we need now is, in my opinion, more funding to help build out a larger system. So help build out a BRT network and a light rail network, and even more so than that, help increase the frequency of our existing network and really make it something that is even more usable. I know 15-minute frequencies is what we have now on a lot of our major routes, and that's great, and even more frequent than that during rush hour. But if we really want to make a solid transportation network and we want to make those investments, we need to do even better than that. And we think that is the case. We think that can happen, and not just downtown, but all over the city.
Yeah. Do you think that Columbus has any kind of disadvantage because we've gone so long without, a lot of our development patterns have been very spread out? It sometimes seems like it's almost a square peg, round hole. If we've sprawled so much, can you retroactively put a transit system in place that will serve low density areas, or do we need to build up in order for transit to make sense?
Well, I'm the kind of person that wants to let everybody know that Columbus is not unique. Almost every city like Columbus around the country is struggling with the same issues.
And there are suburbs and other cities.
Yeah, there are. You know what? It's crazy. There's other low-density communities. One's more low-density than Columbus that have also made these investments, like Charlotte, North Carolina, for instance. So, no, there's not something extremely unique about Columbus that makes us not able to add transit. And part of it is absolutely a chicken and egg in that development is not just going to, we're not just going to see urban development everywhere. If we don't have transit, because that only really happens when transit is also happening alongside it. So if we are going to have more dense development, more walkable development, then we need more transit in order to accommodate that. And I think we can do those two things simultaneously. And I don't really think that we've built too much, because you're just looking at every city around the country is trying to do this. They really are. From the LAs of the world, that if you want to talk about car oriented, but LA is making some of the most large-scale public investments in transit from anywhere in the country, really. And so are places like Salt Lake City and Charlotte and Minneapolis and Indianapolis. They're really doing some really great things. So we only have to look to other cities to see how we can do better.
Yeah. So, you guys do a lot of advocacy work. What sort of initiatives do you have going on for 2020? Anything new and exciting?
I wouldn't say new, but continuing to push some of the same things we have talked about in 2019. But for us, 2020 is a big year because we really, really would like to see a transit ballot measure that could help pay for increased service, increased frequency, a more reliable network and investments in rapid transit like bus rapid transit and light rail or these other modes. So for us, 2020, I don't want to say it's make or break, but it is a really important year because we've done all the work, we've done all the planning, we've done all the studies. Like that is the next step. Let's get there. And so everything for us flows from the idea of needing more funding for transit. So yes, if we can get that to happen, we can do BRT, we can do all these other things. But from an advocacy perspective, we're very focused on that. And we're also focused on some of this smaller scale initiatives, I guess, supporting the work that the city and CODA are doing with the mobility innovation tests, the temporary bus lanes. So we want to keep working with CODA and the city to do more of those. And then eventually make those permanent, hopefully, we'll see. But that would be a great idea. The idea is to test something, and if it works, to do more of it. So.
Nice. So the average person that's interested in this sort of thing, what does involvement in Transit Columbus look like? Do you guys get together, do meetings? Is there a social component?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, okay. I mean, for other folks that like to sit around and talk transit, give me a call, give us a call. This year we plan to do more events, partially just to get that community more active. I mean, there are a lot of people that are interested in these issues. One only has to go to see you and look at the comments to tell. People are very excited to talk about this. And we're very excited to get folks together. So we're going to be doing more events this year, definitely. We do have a membership opportunity, and really that is to, support us in a small way with a donation, but also to put your name on the list of people that support transit in Columbus. And I think this year, if things go the way we really, really hope they do, there will be a lot more opportunities to get active and to participate in supporting transit in Columbus.
Nice, cool.
Beyond just riding the bus, but you should do that too.
Yeah. One step at a time.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks. We'll have links to Transit Columbus and some of the things we talked about with this video and article and everything. So, Josh, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.